podcast where we help contractors find the right construction software for their business tech. Each episode, we bring on a vendor on the ConTechHQ website to give you an inside look at their solution. Today, we have Shawn Prince from Beam AI. Hi, Shawn. How's it going?
Hey, very pleasure to be with you.
Likewise, likewise. Just as we start, would you mind giving us a real quick introduction? Tell us about Beam AI. Tell us about Shawn and your position at the company.
Yeah, absolutely. Shawn Prince, I'm the VP of Enterprise Experience here at Beam AI. We're a fast-growing AI-driven software company, really specializing in AI-based takeoffs for the construction and also the field services industry. We serve roughly 1,000 plus businesses across the U.S. and Canada mainly. And
Okay.
really our goal is helping them 2x the revenue, accelerate bid turnaround, and really reduce costly estimating errors as well, essentially. So that's a little bit about me and kind of what I do as far as supporting the team here at BMAI. And in large part, we serve general contractors, subcontractors, and suppliers. Those are our three main buckets, I always call them, that we serve in the industry. And we help them by automating the takeoffs across multiple divisions, HVAC, MEP, utilities, etc. It's 100% automated takeoff. It solves challenges like delays in bid prep. I would say responding to high RFQ volume is another big one. Labor shortages. We always think about labor shortages in the field, but they occur in the office and with estimating teams as well. So we
Right,
help support on that.
right.
And then really the product delivers an accurate takeoff quantities, really enabling and leveraging faster bidding and really better focus on strategic tasks.
Whoa, Shawn. In some way, you answered all the questions I had for the podcast.
I say that a lot, Eri, so I got it.
Oh, in some way, you kind of just like for question one, we're literally at the end. But hey, that was perfect. Thanks for that. But still, I think it's perfect segue into the next question, which is who would you say is the ideal client, the ideal customer for Beam AI in terms of um company size, in terms of um what's it called? In terms of company size and in terms of like pain point, like what pain points would you say you are mostly focused on solving for clients?
Yeah, absolutely. I guess to answer your first question, ideal client or ideal customer profile, I would say, Beam AI was built for estimating teams with general contractors, subcontractor partners, and really suppliers. And the idea is tackling multiple projects across multiple trades under tight timelines, right? That tight timeline is really where we lean in and help support on that. So, traditional tools, Plan Swift, on-screen takeoff, and the like, they have a large manual tracing or semi-automation process, and that requires, a large amount of hours of estimator time,
Yeah.
and it really limits the big capacity. And I'd say that's where we step in and help support. Beam AI stands apart in that area, so we offer 100% automation, built-in QA or quality assurance process, and then cloud collaboration and really coverage across multiple trades, not just one. And we work to deliver that really all at plus or minus 1% of your firm's in-house accuracy. So those VCs, those subcontractors, and those suppliers, we help deliver that type of accuracy. We help the estimating group reclaim, a lot of times, roughly, it's up to 90% of their takeoff time.
Wow.
With that 10% repurposed essentially to reviewing and quality assuring on on their end, that'll always be there. But we help try to lift that 90% off them and help them really 2x their bidding capacity. And the idea is that we can help them win more by increasing their closed percentages and then also increasing their ability to actually get the takeoffs completed and done.
Huh. That that actually seems like um the perfect strategy. Like I understand that, and I hear what you're saying. I want to know though, what would you say makes Beam AI stand out in today's industry, obviously in today's world of AI, and yeah, what would you say makes Beam AI stand out in the industry?
Yeah, I think that's a great question, Ari. I would say, you know, no other tool besides Beam AI fully automates the takeoff process across multiple trades.
Mm,
And it has that built in quality assurance piece, that cloud collaboration piece, and that broad trade coverage, all without the manual tracing process. So, unlike competitors, Beam AI is really focused in on turning slow manual processes into a fast, scalable solution that helps contractors bid more jobs with higher accuracy. When you think about a point solution that helps support the takeoff process, a lot of them out there today are getting just a percentage of that full point solution. We look at it more from a holistic view where we not only cover multiple trades, most of the trades in the general construction and field services space, but we also focus in on not only automating it with AI, but coupling it with a human in the loop that can provide that QA and high quality of accuracy as well.
that's super important. So what I'm hearing you say is, in addition to obviously the AI aspect of Beam AI, there is still the human aspect that obviously you can't completely like eliminate, right? That's what I'm hearing you say.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we go and as technology progresses, right, that level of technology and AI will continue to increase in the processes, right? Not just the takeoff process, but all construction technology processes.
Yeah.
The AI will see, AI take a larger percentage of that. And we'll see the human in the loop take a lesser percentage of that as we go. But for the foreseeable future, I see that 1-2 punch being very powerful for the construction industry, not only in the construction industry, but specifically here for the actual takeoff process.
Right, right. Um, I think that is a good way to segue into the actual product demo. So if you don't mind, you have, I mean, the floor is yours. You can show us and viewers any key functions of Beep AI that you would like to spotlight today.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll just give you a real high level overview. All right.
Okay,
Let me share my screen here. You let me know when you can see that. Okay.
it's perfect. I see you clearly.
Okay, great. So I'll just give a little bit of commentary as we walk through this. So this is our initial UI. When you log in to Beam AI, you'll see a very simple and very user-friendly UI. We try to carry that out throughout the entire process. We view our user experience and our user interface, very carefully as far as like making sure it's for the customer and it doesn't have any added weight or friction in the actual process. So this is essentially the home screen, and you'll do exactly what it says there. You'll just enter the project name. So you'll see we'll type out sample property -landscape here. So we'll look at a landscape workflow for an example. This is the next page, all right, that you'll actually go to, and this is our input page. And you'll see, and I'll walk you through these 3 different components of data entry into the sheet. We keep it very simple, 1, 2, 3. So here you'll see, item number 1, you'll upload your blueprint files, and we've got a section for plans here. And then we've got a section for spec docs as well. Sometimes you have them, sometimes you don't. Sometimes they matter, sometimes they don't.
Yeah.
In many cases. But essentially, you can upload your PDF plan set, and we've got a 2 gigabyte ability here to absorb these plans. So we'll just click that and we'll upload those plan sets, and you can see a sample landscape plan will begin to load here. Step 2 is really simple. You'll confirm your project scope. Now here we're just showing landscape, but in your interface, if you're in the general construction space, you could see concrete, rebar, electrical, HVAC, plumbing, etc. here. But for the sake of this, we'll stick with landscaping. So you'll select your trade. So you'll put a checkbox there in that landscaping box. And then over here on the right-hand side, you'll see project scope populate, and we'll have landscaping, and it will outline your included items, your additional items, and then also any trade notes. So these might be specific customizations to your specific company on how you look and how you process your takeoffs. So there is some customization ability inside the platform, and we do that by developing a scope of work and a specific SOP for your company. So once you click that box, it'll drop you down to this free form box, I always typically call it, and you can add any special instructions in here that you'd like. So exclusions, assumptions, so you can tailor your project scope to it. I think about this for anybody out there, Eri, that uses Claude or Grok or ChatGPT, similar free form box, right, for prompting.
Okay.
The more specific you are, the better results you'll get, essentially. So you can add that in there, and then that will take us really down to our third step. After we get the prompt entered here, you can see it kind of loading, and some ignore site furnishings essentially on this landscape scope, and bike racks, benches, etc. And then once you get that completed, it'll take you down to the third and final input here, which is select the latest required by date. And now this is a date that you would pick that you need to take off completed and back to you by, not necessarily your bid due date, right? Make sure to clarify that. You need time to be able to gather the data and put your estimate and bid and proposal together. So you'll just pull this up and enter in your latest required by date. And from there, you've entered all the data that you really need to. And so you'll go over to the submit takeoff button. And when I hit this button, two things will happen here. So you'll see that a visualization of the AI extracting the data essentially from the plan set, right? That's step one. Step two then is our QA team of highly qualified engineers that are trade specific will review the AI output, and then they'll make any corrections or QA the actual raw output before it comes back to the actual contractor, subcontractor, or supplier specifically. Once that's processed, that's typical turnaround time on that, 24 to 72 hours. That allows for AI processing and the QA process. If you think about it from the perspective of, the smaller, simpler, less measurable sheets that are processed and less complex scope, the quicker that'll return. The more complex and the larger the amount of measurable sheets, you'll extend out past that as well. So it's kind of a twofold process: quantity and then the complexity of scope there. So once that's complete, you'll get an email and that it's completed within your due date that you requested by, and you can navigate to your properties tab, and you'll go to measurements, and you'll see your actual completed takeoff link here in your takeoff drop-down list. And so you can open your completed takeoff here. And then what that'll do, Eri, is it'll actually load your completed takeoff. And I'll walk you through a couple pieces of this UI here. So on the left-hand side, you'll have all your takeoff features, right? You'll have all your point features, your line features, your square footage features, all your measurements here on the left-hand side. You can do that via page specific, or you can actually do a takeoff aggregate as well for the entire plan set. So you can drill down or hover up above from a global perspective inside the actual platform. Here you have your completed takeoff, and you can zoom in, zoom out. We have an ability, once that takeoff is done, to edit the takeoff as well. The whole idea is that there's not much editing that you need to do, but certainly there might be a small addendum that you need to adjust to, or you found out something after you submitted it in a secondary bid meeting, or you might need to adjust something. So you do have the ability to edit the takeoff, and we've got a full suite of editing tools that will expand out here, and you'll be able to utilize those tools when and as needed. And then on the left-hand side, we've actually got a list out of our measurable sheets. You can see here, there were 2 measurable sheets on this particular plan set, one being surfaced and shown right now, but you can also toggle off to show only to show the entire plan set, which was 51 pages in total. So again, try to keep it very clean, very user friendly on the UI here.
Yeah.
And then once you go in here, you've got a set of home buttons here. And a lot of them do, a lot of different things. We've got get a support ticket, right? So if you have a question or a query on your actual plan set, you can click this button. You can submit for an addendum or an RFI here. And you can also duplicate your takeoff. You can share your takeoff with other team members. But I would say where the rubber really hits the road here is on the export side, and this is the most used function. So you can see we've got several different export options. We've got a shareable link here, and that's used. Even if you don't have access to the Beam platform, you can share this link with customers or vendors so that they can actually pull this takeoff up and take a look at it, and you can co-collaborate on that even outside your company. From there, you've got a PDF export, and that can be exported in several different ways and several different sizes and formats. And then I would say, outside of this screenshot piece, this is where most people spend their time. This is the actual raw takeoff data in the detailed Excel export. And most of our customers will use this Excel export to build into their estimating template. Sometimes that's in another estimating software, which we can help customize that export to be able to make easy uploading into that software via CSV file pretty easily. We can do that for most software estimating platforms out there. And then when you talk to a lot of the contractors and subcontractors in the space area, a lot of them are still using Excel to actually build their estimates.
Yeah.
So we can actually customize this Excel to actually put a nice output out so it can copy and paste right into your bid form and kind of reduce the friction out of moving from a takeoff into an estimating software, so to speak. So I know I went through a lot. There's a lot more there that we could dive into, maybe at another time, but that kind of takes us through, basically submission, any editing and viewing the takeoff, and then the export function as well.
And honestly, that's pretty perfect because I remember at the beginning before you started the demo, you mentioned that like one of the key features of the platform is the simplicity in the UI, right? And honestly, throughout the demo, I genuinely noticed that like it seems like it's very like it's visually it's easy on the eyes, and like it's very easy to find your way around it. And honestly, like that I feel like is a standout feature for the platform. That was honestly a pretty great demo. I'm pretty sure the viewers would appreciate that. And for sure, like if anyone needs like some more like in-depth like an in-depth look into the platform, for sure they know what to do, which is obviously sign up and get the platform. But I'll just say, moving on quickly, what would you say is just, if you don't mind sharing, like the plan for, I mean, this right now, I know is what's going on right now. The demo is what you shared with us. It's what is happening right now. But what would you say is the plan for the next year for Beam AI?
Yeah, absolutely. It's so a quick look at our future roadmap. I'll talk through a couple items. We're happy to book some time with whoever would like to kind of walk through them in a deeper fashion. But I would say overarchingly, at Beam AI, my North Star, our North Star really has always been building for estimators. Everything we build is about removing the grunt work and giving all of them back time to focus on strategy. And I always call it higher leverage or higher value tasks, right? Outside of just doing that takeoff. So a couple things happy to share. We've recently rolled out tools beyond takeoffs, like our bid dashboard. And long story short of our bid dashboard, it gives teams a real-time, I would say, bird's eye view of all their bids. And so that they can track every bid, its status, its due date. I would also say maybe pending addendas, RFIs, ITBs in a single organized dashboard. Automated reminders hit your inbox a day before each deadline, essentially. So that's the really goal, is to integrate that bid dashboard into our takeoff process. So that's one thing we're very happy about, and currently out in beta and testing and pushing out to our current customers to give us feedback. And I think that's not even just in beta for us on anything. That voice of the customer on our product, whether it's a seasoned, mature product or something new, we're always craving that detail and that feedback to continue to make it better, because we really think about our products as never being finished. It always can be better. It can always be streamlined. You can always remove some friction, out of that process. So outside of that, maybe another big step for us is Beam GPT, our built-in AI assistant. So as your plans are being processed, you can actually ask Beam GPT questions about several things: codes, specs, scope. You can pull up requirements instantly or leave notes, instead of, I've done it many a times, flipping through hundreds of pages, especially those darn spec books. So it makes plans interactive and answers in seconds, rather than spending a couple hours trying to find something in a plan set or in a spec book.
Yeah.
So those are just a couple things I'd share, Eri. And I would also say, and while we're innovating on those specific workflows, we're really not losing sight of our core. Our fully automated takeoffs remain the foundation to what we do. We're continuously focused on improving, the AI, and starting with trades like HVAC and mechanical, where contractors can expect up to maybe another 50% turnaround time, quickness, and efficiency in that process very soon. So we're spending a lot of time in that area as well, staying foundational to our core. So in short, the roadmap is about two things: scaling automation deeper into the pre-construction workflows with things like Bid Dashboard and Beam GPT, and making sure takeoffs, the heart of estimating, gets essentially easier every day.
That honestly sounds like exciting stuff. Honestly, we are super excited for that. I know if Tim was here, he would say the same thing. He's definitely going to watch this back, and yeah, I'm pretty sure he's going to be excited for what's to come from Beam AI. Honestly, if there's, I wanted to ask, do you have any questions for us? Tim would have been the best person to answer your questions, but if you have any questions, sure, I could take a stab at them.
No questions today, Eri. We're excited about our partnership with the Net Effect and then ConTechHQ as well. We're excited to see that blossom into the platform that I think we all know it can be. So definitely excited about our partnership and continuing to work together with what I would say is the common vision of pushing the construction industry and field services industry forward.
Exactly. Super exciting stuff. So in the absence of any more questions, I personally don't have any more questions. I guess Aria does have a question.
Hey Eddie, this was great, guys. Just one thing I wanted to communicate. So remember the icon logo that we had to add? I'll just share my tab. We have added it here on our website, ConTechHQ. If you can see, yeah, we have added it here, and also in this section. Just a second. In this section, we have added it and linked it to your page, like your website. That has been done.
Oh, that is super cool. Super cool. Nice. Check that out. Beam AI is officially a ConTechHQ certified vendor. That is super cool. Love that.
Well, that's my first time I've seen that as well. Thank you for sharing, Aria.
Thank you for sharing, Aria. But yeah, thank you guys so much for chatting with me today. This was super enlightening. Can't wait to get this up so that everyone else has the opportunity to watch through and get on board with Beam AI and ConTechHQ as well. In the absence of any more questions, I would like to officially bring this to a close. Thank you guys so much for this recording, and we'll catch you very soon.
Great. Thanks, Eri. I really appreciate it.